We back. Welcome back to Building $1 Million Business. Let me make sure I get all my channels connected. We got to get Instagram connected. Once we get Instagram connected, we good. Let's get it. Boom, there we go. Welcome back, game changers. Welcome back, go-getters. Welcome back, entrepreneurs. Welcome back, hustlers. Welcome back, small business owners. Welcome back, mid-level professionals. Welcome back, corporate executives. Welcome back. What are we doing? Why are we here? We're building $1 million business. As always, I'm your host, Patrick Hart, known as that healthcare guy in some circles. Army veteran, spent 6 years in the military, 2 tours overseas, 1 during 9/11, pivoted, found healthcare, spent over 15 years in healthcare, rising through the ranks, became a healthcare technology executive, was part of an executive team that spearheaded and sold a $750 million technology company at the end of 2018. And then in 2023, I decided, you know what, dude, bet on yourself. Like, do your own thing. Become that entrepreneur you really thought you should have been all your life anyway, right? So in 2023, I created my own company. I started paying myself, and I was like, man, this is dope. Like, okay, the entrepreneur life is it's a whole grind, it's a hustle, but I respect the game, right? And so I was like, okay, there's still so many dope people. There's still so many individuals that are missing out on their purpose. They're not living in the life that they truly want to live. I was like, well, what if we build this thing in person? What if we give people the frameworks, the playbook, the systems, the automation? Let's build this thing in public so people can have the knowledge and insight that them too, they can build their $1 million wealth system, right? So we're doing that, right? We're building $1 million business. So we got 2 major goals this year. The first big goal is actually build in $1 million business and do it in 1 calendar year. The second big goal is we're building out a 50,000 member ecosystem inside the newsletter. Okay. We got over 6,000 plus. That thing has been growing like crazy. The love you've been showing me has been absolutely phenomenal. Here's the thing. If you haven't signed up in the newsletter, do that today. Don't wait tomorrow. Do that today. And the most important thing I can tell you within the first 2 minutes of opening this thing up is you want to own your audience, family. What do I mean by that? You cannot rely on algorithms. You cannot rely on social media to push out your message when you're building something, when you're building your brand, when you're building your growth system, when you're building that vehicle to help you get to the next level. If you own your audience, as you move, as you dip, as you rock, as you pivot, those people, they move, they dip, they rock, and they pivot with you as well. So you want to own your audience, family. So I always tell you that right there. Create your own lead generation system, whether it's a newsletter, whether it's a website, whether it's your business page, whatever it is. But you want to start racking up like-minded individuals that follow you and your journey. Today, we're going to be streaming across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, as well as Instagram. We got the whole family in one place like we always do. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. Drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. I'll make sure to say hi and thank you. Listen, family, first thing first, before we get into today's episode, let me give you a round of applause. Yeah, y'all been rocking with me. Like, y'all been super consistent. I told you I was going to build this thing in public. Today, we're going to be on episode 82. Can y'all believe that? Man, come on, give me a round of applause. 82. Yes, we've been doing that thing, and hopefully you've been learning something, because I've been learning quite a bit about myself while we're building this thing out. And I think that's probably one of the most important things when you're building something, especially when you're building the life that you want to. It's the learning game. What are you learning about yourself? How uncomfortable are you getting? What do you learn from being uncomfortable? What communications are you learning from this? How are you collaborating with other people? How are you getting outside of your comfort zone so you too can get to that next level of your growth? So that's what we're doing here. Family, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. I'm Patrick. I see you, JH. I see you, Kiki. I see you, Sangeeta. I see you, Droxy. Thanks for tapping in. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So let's talk about this. Episode 82. What is 82 about, family? What is it about? Let's go, 82. This one change moved everything for me. Okay, let me say it right. This one change started moving everything for me. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what today's episode is about. So y'all hang around, stick with me. I try to get you out of here. Let's say 15, 20 minutes in and out, high notes, hit you with the high points, give you a little bit of insight, and then get you on your day so you too can continue working on building out your $1 million brand. Family, let me get a drink of water really quick as more and more people falling in. I see you, the kid. Thanks for tapping in, the kid. All right, let's get into it. Listen, family, Let me tell you what changed last week for me. And I'm about to share it with you. I know I'm an open book because I got to be an open book if I'm building this thing in public. You can't just be hiding things from people and then expecting people to grow with you if you're just hiding that stuff, right? So this one change, it changed everything for me. And I'm about to share it with you right now. Let me tell you what changed for me last week. Like, I didn't overhaul everything. I didn't rebuild the strategy that I'd been working on. I didn't even start from scratch on that thing that I was working on. I made one small change, just one small change, and it started moving everything for me. And I'm excited to share it with you today. Listen, I got more engagement. I got more response. I got more clarity on what's actually working for me. Like, it was the same effort that I've been putting in before, but different results. Oh, I was super excited. Here's the message right here. Sometimes it's not about doing more, because a lot of us think that, man, I got to do more. I got to do more. I got to do more. Sometimes it's not about doing more. Sometimes it's about doing that one thing, but doing it better, right? Have you ever noticed that before? Like, when you get super dialed in and intentional about your growth, how things like just seems to moving in the right direction for you. You ever notice that? Some people call this luck, but it's actually your intentional effort that's starting to attract the right people in your circle. Y'all ever notice that before? Y'all drop it and let me know. I see you, Mila. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you, family. I see you, Creative Minds. I see you, Vip. Thanks for tapping in as well. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok and Instagram. The whole family's in one place. Listen, don't be a stranger. Drop your first name. Say hi. I'll make sure to say hi back. This thing is live. Today is May 5th. May 5th. Cinco de Mayo. Come on, man. It's one of my favorite days. I'm definitely going to get me a nice margarita today. It's one of my favorite days. So here's a promise. Listen, in this episode, I'm going to break down the real shift from last week. Something small that created a notable difference in this particular build. So by the end of this, you're going to understand why most people overcomplicate growth, right? That's one. Number two, how small adjustments can unlock the momentum that you've been looking for in your build. And then number three, what to look for what to look for when something actually starts working for you, right? So here's what I have to learn. Big results don't always come from big changes. Let me pause. Y'all tap in with me. Let me know if you've seen that before. Big results don't always come from big changes. Like, they come from the right change and sometimes at the right time, right? And there's a pattern. Listen, do you remember like yesterday, do you remember the myths that I talked about yesterday? Maybe you don't. Listen, if not, go back and check out yesterday's episode. Listen, I didn't panic this time. That's not what I did. Nope. I didn't scrape everything that I was working on. I didn't even do that. I just looked at what actually needed to change for me, right? And for me, it was the hook. You ever start working on content, you're building that content, and you keep putting yourself out there. You understand visibility is the name of the game. You understand when 2026, and if you're not visible, it's almost like you're invisible, right? So we all understand that. And for me, you start working on content because you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you're a mid-level professional, and you're trying to get into the right rooms. You're trying to create visibility for yourself. So you start putting out content. You start putting out content. You want people to hear your voice. You want people to hear your message. And then you put it out, and then nothing happens. It goes nowhere. You get no eyeballs. You got no engagement. You get no comment. You get absolutely nothing, right? And for me, I realized, dude, my hook was garbage. I had garbage hooks. Maybe y'all realize that as well. But I'm just going to tell you, I'm an open book. My hooks were garbage. So I had to look at that. Like, listen, not the content, because my content is really good. Like, my content is fire. If you guys follow me, my content is absolutely fire. It's not even my messaging, because my messaging is everything. Y'all know that. Like, my messaging, it hits you where it's supposed to hit you. It's not even my consistency, because y'all know I'm super consistent at everything that I do. Super consistent, right? It's the first few seconds of my content messaging. It was messing me up. And I was like, dude, okay, what the hell's going on? Like, you've been working on this for so long. You've been creating good content. You know, I got the nice artwork and designs. My messaging is fire, all of that. And I start putting myself out there, but my content is going nowhere. I'm like, what the freak? You know, I want to cut right there, right? Listen, the first few seconds of my content messaging was messing up everything. And this is where everything was breaking down for me. People wasn't staying long enough. to experience the full value that I was trying to deliver to them. So it didn't matter how strong my message was. If the entry point doesn't connect, the rest doesn't even exist. Y'all ever experienced that before? That's the pattern right there, family. Most people, they try to fix everything, right? When actually, it's only one part that's actually broken. Let me pause. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. I see you, Gifts from Emotion. I see you, the Bunker Guy. I see you, JH. Thank you, family. Oh, I appreciate that. The motivational speaker. Listen, listen. I'm available. I've done a lot of speaking before. Like, this is kind of what I do part time. So if y'all know somebody that knows somebody that needs somebody, I'm that body. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm that body. Listen. All right, let's get into this. Don't be a stranger. Drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. The other thing too, join the newsletter. Get family. I'm growing that baby to 50,000 this year. I would love to see your name, your information on the inside, because there's some amazing things and amazing people that I'm working with, and I'm super excited to bring them to the forefront this year, because there's going to be a whole week that I'm just going to work on collaborations, right? Where I'm going to share some of the people that I'm working with, some of the conversations that I have, and we're going to do that in real time just to help you get your build together as well. Listen, we're trying to get to that next level. When we're getting to that next level, a lot of us think that we need to do it by yourself. That's cool being a solopreneur, but you can be a solopreneur with the help and guidance of other people as well. So it's so important. Don't just think you're by yourself on your particular build. There's so many other like-minded people just like you that are willing to get into the fight, that's willing to get into the hustle, that's going to help you get to the next level. I see you, Ministry on Instagram. Thanks for tapping in. I see you, Nishant. Appreciate you. And then there's so many other people, Charles, the whole nine, they're coming in. Listen, I had to admit something to myself. I was making my hooks too thoughtful. Y'all listen to me, because if you're creating content for yourself, you're creating content for your business, this is probably something you need to pick up on as well. So if you're following me like on LinkedIn, I put out a lot of content on LinkedIn. You'll see that every single week, my content is beginning to slowly start stacking and growing because I'm intentional about my growth. I'm intentional about learning what works and what doesn't work. And for me, my hooks were way too thoughtful. Like, they were too structured. I was being way too careful. I was being way too clean, because I was afraid of people judge me. I don't know. Like, I was trying to sound right. You ever been like that? You want to sound professional. You want to sound like this is meant for the professionals. And instead of sounding real, that's what I was doing. And nothing was happening. You ever done it before? Like, that was the gap for me in the content that I was putting out there. So people didn't connect with it perfect, right? They connect. Let's say this right here. People don't connect with perfect. They connect when you're actually direct. They connect with something that actually makes them stop and think for a minute. And then, they'd be like, man, hold on, that's me. Like, is he talking to me? That's the kind of content that we want to create. If you're trying to grow your visibility, you're trying to get people to get eyeballs on you, your hook needs to make people stop and just really pause for a second and be like, damn, he may have a point on this. I may have to read this a little bit longer. And for me, that realization, it changed how I approach everything, not just in my content, but also how I communicate with people. So let me show you the shift. I'm going to share it with you so you can implement it in your build as well. One tiny small shift that I made that I'm about to share with you. And it's actually 3 parts to it. Okay. Number one, you want to make it more direct. Okay. Less setup, more punch. Say the thing that you want to say, but say that thing faster. Okay. That's what you want to get to. Say the shit that you want to say, but say it faster. Number 2, make it personal. It's less about saying vague things like, oh, people do this. That's very vague. You want it to be more direct and pointed, like you're doing this. Y'all see the difference? When you say people do this, it's very vague. But when you say people do this, it's very pointed. And then people, now somebody wants to lean in and they be like, okay, is he talking to me or is he talking to somebody else? You see the difference there? So that shift that actually worked for me, all right? That pulls people in. So you want to start thinking about that when you're creating your hooks for your content so it can actually amplify your messaging. Number 3, make it uncomfortable. And this may be uncomfortable for you when you're building out your content strategies as well. Listen, I'm not talking about it being negative. No, I'm just talking about honestly uncomfortable, something that makes people pause just for that second, something that's going to hold their attention. That shit that changed everything for me. Now the message actually gets heard, or at least it gets seen. And sometimes that's half the battle. Visibility creates opportunity. So we always want to be visible. I see you, Swabit. Thank you. I see you, Carol. I see you, Hoskin. I see you, Coach Q. I see you, Kieran. I see you, Charles. I see you, Abby X. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. I'm about to get you out of here. I'm about to get you out of here in the next 2 minutes. I want to hit the high points, and then I want to get you out of here so we can start working on our build. Before I land this thing really quick, remember, sign up for the newsletter. I'm growing that baby to 50,000. I got over 6,000 plus. I would love to see your name on the inside, because once we get this thing fully automated and my back ends are perfectly done the way I want to, there's going to be some stuff that I'm going to share with you 100% for free that's going to help you get to that next level of your build, okay? And it's designed to people like-minded like you and me, so we can get out of the hustle and that grind, and we can actually shorten our time to execution so we can start building our $1 million bag, or we can start angling and getting that corporate office, or we can get that promotion that we've been looking for, or we can get that six-figure raise that we've been looking for, whatever it happens to be. All right. So here's what this build has been reinforcing for me, and I'm about to land this thing really quick, okay? Consistency creates opportunity. Execution builds momentum. Feedback shows you your direction, but your precision, family, precision accelerates your growth. That's the truth right there. That's the difference right there. I see you, dollar sign. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you, JH, for the love. Appreciate you, family. Listen, some people keep adding more. Others refine what's already working. Just one change. That's all it took for me. Now, you know what I do? I double down on what's working. And that's how this thing has actually been scaling for me. Family, that's all I got for you today. I appreciate the love. TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Let me give you a round of applause, because you guys have been rocking with me, and I 100% appreciate it. Every the Lord's will, I got health and strength. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, same energy, because I realize, man, the hustle out there is real, right? And you need an energy source to tap into. So when you come with me, man, I'm not going to give you no fake BS bullshit. I'm going to give you the real. I'm going to tell you 100% how it is, but I'm also going to give you some energy so we can go back and start working on our $1 million bill. Sign up for the newsletter. Until next time, family, see you on the other side.